back. I've got my garland and these little, the garland I think is from Walmart, and those little gnome guys, gnome Santa guys. Are they Santas? Are they gnomes? Are they Santa gnomes? I don't know. But those are from Dollar General. And I got some festive nails on. But we are going to talk. My friend sent me this Buzzfeed. I'll link it in the description, but it's 11 TV shows that saved 2021 and 8 that massively disappointed everyone. When I first read this, there's a lot I haven't seen on here. Don't mind my crazy hair, okay? And I was thinking in my head that 2021 was a pretty good year for TV because I've watched a lot of shows and pretty much enjoyed most of what I watched. But am I being a really lenient judge because there was nothing to watch in 2020, so I'm just like that grateful to have new productions and new shows? You know, I don't know. Will these shows stand the test of time? I guess that'll tell me what I need to know. Alright. Number 1 says people loved it. I did too, for the most part, was Cruel Summer. Let me know any of these things. Let me know your thoughts on them. We watched Cruel Summer. I think it was Hulu as soon as it came out. Log-line dueling points of view surround a small town mystery. It was pretty good. It was pretty mysterious. It was a little creepy. A girl goes missing, and you're supposed to be trying to figure out if another girl that from her school actually knew where she was the whole time and didn't tell the authorities. It says people loved WandaVision. I have not seen WandaVision, but what's weird is I was told that I looked like Elizabeth Olsen. And at the time I didn't know who she was. Like I did, but I didn't know that she was, because I had seen her. I think she was in Wind River. And somebody was like, oh my god, you look like Elizabeth Olsen. And I was like, isn't that like the Olsen twins? Because I look nothing like the Olsen twins. How could I look like an Olsen? But when I looked her up, I could see it. Like, there was something about her. I could see that, like, why I would like, there were some similarities. She was a lot lighter than me, obviously, but I could see what she was talking about. But the log line: two superpowered beings living idealized suburban lives begin to suspect that everything is not as it seems. I'm not interested in this show. As well as it says that the show fell flat. Tiger King season 2. I'm not interested in watching Tiger King season 2. I only watched season 1 because, you know, it was the beginning of the pandemic and I got through it. But some shows just make you feel icky and dirty and like you need a shower, and that was one of them. Number 4 was people loved Squid Game. I have not watched Squid Game. My kids love it. I think the reason I haven't watched it is, I don't know, I think you really have to pay attention to it. And I haven't had the mental bandwidth to actually sit and watch a show that you have to pay attention to. website went dark, a new generation of New York private school teenagers are introduced to the social surveillance of Gossip Girl. I never watched the first Gossip Girl. Didn't watch the second. Apparently it doesn't compare to the first or something, I don't know. People love to use season 3. I think season 3 was better than season 2, but it still wasn't as good as season 1, if you ask me. I'm kind of glad that Love is gone. She was just a whole liability. A whole liability. Fell flat. Elite season 4. I've never even heard of Elite. Logline. New students arrive at the exclusive private school in Las Encinas and clash with existing relationships, culminating in yet another bloody mystery. Just because I haven't watched it and it kind of sounded good from there, I'm looking and it says that it wasn't a first season. It says that the person that writing the article was a huge Elite fan, but he was massively disappointed by this season. So, I don't know, maybe I'll give it a shot. Loved by people was Ginny and Georgia. Logline. Free-spirited Georgia and her 2 kids, Ginny and Austin, moved north in search of a fresh start. But finding the road to new beginnings can be bumpy. I've heard mixed things on this. One of my clients was like telling me that she watched it, but that the teenager was a big brat, so she had a hard time with it. And I have a hard time watching shows where the kids are just big brats and talk to their parents crazy. Like, honestly, it's hard enough to keep my own teenager respectful and like the tone. So I don't want to watch it in a show. I don't. Mama, I can't do it. I can't. No. No. Love teenagers, like feel for teenagers, but that tone, it just, and they don't use it with other people, they only use it with their moms. I was a teenager before too, but my mom would've. Alright. Number 10, loved The White Lotus. Okay. I just started that tonight. That's crazy. Logline. The exploits and misadventures of various guests and employees at a tropical resort over the course of 1 week. I think I watched episodes 1 and most of 2 tonight, and it seemed pretty good. A lot of celebrities. And every time somebody came on the screen, I was like, oh my god, that's such and such from this, and this. That's like our favorite game to play when we first start a new show. Like, everybody on that show is in other shows. But that's another one where, like, so far, the one mom brings her teenager's friend and her son. So her 2 teenagers, son, daughter, and then also a friend of the daughter's. And they're pretty much acting like little jerks on this vacation. And like, they brought drugs on the plane and they're doing drugs on the beach, and the parents are like, no, don't do drugs, stop. I don't mean like, well, yeah, they do have weed, but I mean like hard drugs. And the parents find, like, the dad sees like prescription bottles and he's like, what are these? It's just, I don't know. Alright. Fell flat. Jupiter's Legacy. The logline is their first generation of superheroes, but as they pass the torch to their children's, tensions are rising and the old rules no longer apply. That's not something that I would watch, really, so, but it says it fell flat. Oh, it's freezing in here, and my nose is like, the first thing to get cold is the tip of my nose, and it makes my nose run. Alright, Midnight Mass. I watched it. I think I have a few episodes left, actually. It says people loved it. The arrival of a charismatic young priest brings glorious miracles, ominous mysteries, and renewed religious fervor to a town dying desperate to believe. It's kind of like a slow burn. So that's why it like resonated as frustrating with me. The log line is, after fleeing an abusive relationship, a young mother finds a job cleaning houses as she fights to revive her child and build them a better future. And the last one, it says it fell flat, but I know what you did last summer. And I think I talked about this in an ASMR video right after my flu. We all had the flu. I watched this. I'm kind of surprised it fell flat. I watched this when we had the flu. Like, I got up in the middle of the night. I went to bed knowing that, like, at some point in the middle of the night, it was going to hit me because it hit the kids. So I woke up, grabbed my bowl, went out to the couch, and put that show on. And it felt like a fever dream when I was watching it. It did not feel real. I'm like, is this really happening in the show, or am I just really tired and really sick? So I watched it almost all as I was sick on the couch, just like bits and pieces. And then when I got better, like the next day or the day after that, I told my fiance, like, can we let's give this another shot, because he hadn't seen any of it because I was out on the couch and he was in the room with the baby. And we put it on and we binged it in 2 nights. I mean, I think for a young adult show it was pretty good, but it was gritty for a young adult show. I mean, there was like full frontal, there was some different stuff going on, but yeah, we watched it in 2 nights, and I think it was a pretty good mystery, you know. So yeah, that's the Buzzfeed list for the shows of 2021. I'm gonna have to watch this video again at the end of 2022, and then I'll kind of have a better, because I don't really, with books and shows and movies, I don't really believe in giving them a rating right after you watch them, because I think you're still kind of hyped